Hey everybody, welcome back to the Royal Read. I am so glad you decided to stop by and see what I'm reading on. But before we get started, you know how we do it over here. Yes, we get those shout outs out the way first because these people have taken time out of their day and decided to support the channel, and that means everything. So I'm going to play this beautiful being footage and we'll talk on the other side. All right, y'all, I want to give a quick shout out to my girl 08065, who is always coming through, who is so faithful and always down with the read. She's the best. She is. And Tiger Mommy came through. Yes, Tiger Mommy is always coming through. She is faithful as well. She is always down with the read. She is a ride or die, ride or die. She is the one that I say is everything. Why? Because she is everything and she knows it. Yes. And my guy Kevon Slims came through. Yes, Kevon did. He is so faithful and so kind and so wonderful. Thank you so much, Kevon. Always riding with the read. And I just want to thank everybody who decided to come through and support the channel. Y'all don't have to do it. I know you don't have to do it. That is the reason why I appreciate you so very much. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, y'all. Y'all know what time it is, and y'all know what I do when I am putting the read together. I hit these internet streets, and let me tell you, these streets are smoking hot because we got confirmation today. Yes, Harry, Meghan, and the babies will be making the trip across the pond. Yes.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Yes, yes, yes. We got confirmation today, and I must say, I'm not excited about it. It just doesn't hit like Nigeria or Colombia or Jordan or Australia. I mean, all I'm feeling is like a little sickness in the pit of my stomach and kind of throwing up a little bit in the back of my mouth. Yes, not happy with the news at all. But I'll tell you what I am going to do. I am going to respect Harry and Meghan's decision that they have made for themselves and their family. Now that's what I am going to do. I kind of felt it was true because of the way Willie was acting out. I mean, he was absolutely stomping his feet and holding his breath. I said, it's got to be something to it. Well, it was something to it, and they will be making the trip, and we're going to talk about that. A lot to talk about. And we're going to talk about how Charles did release his taxes. Y'all remember he promised to release his taxes, and he did. And guess who released his as well? I bet you that is the reason why he walking around mean mugging everybody. That would be Willie. Yes, Willie released his taxes as well. And we're going to talk about that. Kitty has been having secret meetings, and we're going to talk about that, which is just her continuing her pursuit of becoming Meghan. Yes, that should be a new movie, Becoming Meghan, starring Kitty. Yes, we're going to talk about that. And we have a few other things we're going to chit chat about. Y'all know we always have a few other things. Y'all know what y'all need to do. Y'all need to lock in and just know I'm not going to keep you long, but I will keep you entertained. We're going to start with this. And here it is. Yes, they have confirmed that Harry and Meghan and the children will be taking a trip in July across the pond. It says Meghan Markle and Prince Harry confirmed they are bringing Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet to the United Kingdom in July. Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet are returning to their father's home country for the first time since 2022. There it is. This squatty posted about this article and said Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, and their children, Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet, will visit the UK in July. The Duke and Duchess will carry out a series of engagements related to Invictus Games, including a visit to the Royal Hospital in Chelsea. Prince Harry will participate in events alongside Invictus Games competitors. He will attend Scottish Summer Festival at Max Stokes Castle in Warwickshire as ambassador to Scottish and a visit to Birmingham Children's Hospital on behalf of Well Child's Charity. It says the Duke and Duchess will carry out a series of private and public events. They will visit Birmingham's National Exhibit Center to celebrate the 1 year to go countdown of the Invictus Games 2027. Yeah, that is a rough layout of their itinerary when they will be in the UK. What do y'all think? Tell me what y'all think in the comments. As for me, I'm still a little gobsmacked about the whole thing. Yes, I am still a little stunned. I had convinced myself that Harry and Meghan wasn't going to go across the pond, especially not take the kids. I was just hoping that Harry and Meghan was setting those flying monkeys up for the fall, and Harry would just show up by himself, and Meghan and the kids would be sunning by the pool in Montecito. And now I got to take a minute to get my head around this. I do. But I'll tell you what, like I said earlier, I will get my head around it because at the end of the day, this is not about me. I don't have a parasocial relationship with Harry and Meghan. They have a right to do whatever they feel is best for themselves and their family. And I respect that. But like I said, still a little numb. Y'all tell me what y'all think about this new development. I'm telling you, it's something to get your head around. Now it is. Y'all tell me what y'all think. And this squatty posted that article from People and said, the family plans to stay across a mixture of both royal residence and private accommodations. While Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet will travel with their parents, people understand they will not attend any public engagements. No photos of Diana and Doria's grandchildren. Now, this is not surprising to me. I knew Harry and Meghan were going to protect Archie and Lily, without a doubt. And so it will not be any front facing events that will be attended by Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet. It is going to be very, very tightly controlled around those children. And so I love it. I love it, and it makes me feel better. But I do feel that we will get a picture, and that will be of Charles and his grandchildren. Yeah, I really believe that Charles will put out a picture of him and those children. Now, will it be the back of their heads? Probably, probably. But we're going to get something because Charles really needs this. He really does. Because I truly do not believe that this is happening because of Charles yearning to see his grandchildren. Not at all. Charles is very heartless and selfish and self-centered. If he wasn't circling the drain, he would not be offering any security or reaching out to try to have any kind of relationship with Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet. He is doing this because he has his butt in a crack. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Now, it's not surprising to me that Harry and Meghan are going to be super protective of their children. And like I said, if we get a picture of Prince Archie and Princess Lilibeth with their grandfather is probably going to be the back of their heads. And for me, I would love that. Y'all tell me what y'all think. But for those flying monkeys over there on Fleet Street not to get the money shot, the full facial of those two kids, oh, that right there would be so delicious. Those kids being over there and they end up getting naught. That might be better than them not coming at all. Y'all tell me what y'all think, but them not getting that money shot that they want so badly, the one that every one of those editors over there on Fleet Street would sell their first child for and two of their grandchildren. Yes, for them not to get that and those children to be in country, it would be too delicious. Like I say, y'all tell me what y'all think, but I think it would be better than the kids not coming at all, because just think of this. They're right there, and Harry and Meghan still denied them the money shot. Y'all tell me what y'all think, but yeah, I would love that. And this squatty said, now I believe it because it comes straight from the Sussex team. But the fact that it was leaked before proves that people around Charles can't shut the F up. Now, I think Charles told Willie at Trooping of the Color, and that right there started the leaking. Yes, because all of the stories pretty much was centered around Willie and how much he loathed his brother and how much him and Kitty blames Meghan for everything and on, but just them playing the victim. So, yeah, I think most of the leaking, if not all of it, came from Kensington Palace. Now, y'all tell me what y'all think, but that's what I believe. That's my thoughts on it. And this squatty said, anyway, as usual, I will follow and update everything that has to do with this visit, but the only time I would be excited is if and when Harry and Meghan are in Althorp, since July is Diana's birthday month. Apart from that, I sincerely believe it's going to be a bloodbath for Meghan. A huge, huge mistake, in my opinion, to stay in a royal residence. Meghan would be watched like a hawk. Everything that she does would be noted and leaked to create stories. Harry again repeating the same mistakes with the Spencer tiara. Now, what y'all think about that? I think this squatty has some good points. I am expecting the worst and hoping for the best. That's the only way I can put it. And I'm going to be out here throwing hands and doing all that I can, even though it is very little, to try to help combat some of the avalanche of SHIT coming our way, coming Meghan and Harry's way. Yeah, it is going to be an avalanche. And this squatty said, looks like Diana will have some very special visitors for her birthday this year. I just can't imagine how special this will be for Harry, especially. Yeah, it will be a very, very special time for him if and when this happens. He had to share that with his children. To just bring them to Diana's grave is such a wonderful, wonderful thing. And I'm hoping at least it'll be worth it. I'll just say this. If that happens and Harry gets that special moment, I want to say that it's worth it. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Do y'all think it's worth it to go through all of this for Harry to have this special moment to bring his children to his mother's grave? I kind of think it is, I must say. And now that it has been confirmed that Harry and Meghan will be in the UK in July, all of the derangers, all of the hag dragons, and the regular old ugly hags, the toadies, the haters, the trolls, and the flying monkeys, they all are losing their SHIT, wanting Harry and Meghan to be booed. Yes, like Kitty, like Willie, every time they show their face in public, like Charles and his horse, like every member of the Left Behinds over there get booed each and every day. And I just don't understand it. What do you get out of it? I mean, it's as if they get something out of this. If Harry and Meghan gets booed, do you get an extra $20 in your paycheck at the end of the week? I mean, are you getting something out of this? That is the way these Rangers behave. Like they're getting something out of the fact if Meghan gets booed. I mean, is your hair gonna become shinier? Is that old turkey gobbler neck of yours gonna tighten up? What exactly are you getting out of Meghan getting booed? I saw this old hag dragon. She was talking about how she hoped that the UK people got together and booed Harry and Meghan. This is what she's saying. I mean, these people are so fevered minded and just filled with hate and envy and jealousy. They are horrible. They are. But this squatty posted this and reminded me of something. They said they write thousands of articles telling people that Brits don't want Harry there. But last time he was in the UK, the royals were out. Jealous, lazy Willie, first in line, was out for an engagement. Guess who the media and the public chose? Harry is king. Exactly. And I really feel that the UK squatties are going to come through, just like the Australian squatties came through, and the Australian people. The UK public is going to come through for Harry and Meghan as well. So I'm not worried about that. But just the vitriol is annoying coming from these ugly old hag dragons. It is. And like I said, it's going to be an avalanche because for some reason, Harry and Meghan's mere existence somehow hurts their feelings and stirs up all the demons in their stomachs. Yeah. So it's going to be on like Donkey Kong. It really is. So get ready. I'm just saying. But also remember the last time Harry was there, the British public showed him nothing but love. And I really feel like it's going to be just like that this time. All right, y'all, we're going to switch gears a little bit because there's other things I want to talk about as well. And one of them is that Charles released his taxes, and the BBC reported on it and said King paid £12.9 million for 2024 to 2025, accounts show. As it is revealed, he and the Queen, the horse, will not live in Buckingham Palace. Yes, they announced that as well. Y'all know that Buckingham Palace, we lovingly call it Effingham Palace because we have recently found out that Andrew had prostitutes running through there just like they ran the place, and J.E., he was running through there, one of the world's most prolific pedos. Yes, he just had the run of the place. So, yeah, we will always refer to it as Effingham Palace. I digress. Yes, that he is not going to live in Effingham Palace. Now, it's my understanding that the renovations are going to cost upward of £400 million. So, yeah, the taxpayer has had to take a hit on that one. But they are saying that it's going to be open for visitors year round now. So, because of that, they surely will make some of that money back. But I can't blame Charles for not wanting to stay there. From what I've heard, it is not the best. But, and I'm sure he maybe has some bad memories as well. And he has been settled over there at Clarence's house ever since the Queen Mother passed away because that was her residence in London. So, yeah, I'm not surprised by any of it. And as for the horse, they say Charles and the horse, they don't live together anyway. The word on the curb is that she spends all her time over at Ray Mills' house. That's her private residence. And as for him, he is either at Clarence's house or Highgrove. So, yeah, they don't live together. And as you remember, Harry said that most of them can't stand one another, the ones that are married, and they don't live together. And that right there says it all, doesn't it? And this squatty posted about Charles and William's taxes and said this: absolutely crazy sum of the royal family expenses. Prince William flies to Saudi Arabia almost £200,000 to the British taxpayer. Keep paying, ha ha ha. £20,000 for Prince Anne to fly to a rugby match. Ha 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 ha. And I'm going to play this little snippet from this video, and they're talking more in depth about what the expenses are for that family and the money that they make off the back of the taxpayer. I mean, it is a lot to take in. Charles released how much he paid in taxes, but that is for the Duchy of Lancaster. And really, what he paid was for the Duchy of Cornwall. So none of this includes their private wealth or their investments and whatever else they got their little sticky fingers involved in. So it's just a glimpse into just how much money Charles and Willie really have. And it's so crazy to me because when Harry married Meghan, Charles, he was the Prince of Wales and he was the steward of the Duchy of Cornwall, which turns out to be more wealthy than the Duchy of Lancaster. Now, I said all that to say this. Y'all remember in Spare, Harry said he went to his father and told his father that he wanted to marry Meghan. And Charles said that he didn't have the money to take care of her, and he never did. Meghan had to pay for everything. She had to pay for everything, her clothes, her food, her travel, everything. Meghan had to pay for it. What a trash individual Charles is. I mean, trash. He was sitting on all that money and he refused to take care of his daughter in law. I mean, that right there is diabolical. It really is. Just let that sink in. He refused to take care of Meghan, and he was sitting on $1 billion fortune. I'm telling you, diabolical. But I digress. So, yeah, I'm going to play this little snippet of this video and we'll talk on the other side.
£20,000 for Princess Anne's trip to the rugby, £126,000 travelling to Italy, and £66,000 sending staff on a recce to the US and Bermuda. The royal finances are out, so what do the numbers tell us? And more importantly, what don't they reveal? We now know for 2024-25, the King paid £12.9 million in tax. And Prince William, who'd previously decided not to divulge his tax bill, paid £7.76 million. It's the first time we've been given these figures. And remember, unlike me and you, neither has to pay tax. This is voluntary. These are big numbers. Last year, the total spending by the royal household was £132.1 million, of which £60 million went on the restoration of Buckingham Palace. The total working royal travel bill was £3.3 million, including £130,000 for Prince William's visit to Saudi Arabia, and over £48,000 on one trip to Lancashire for the King on the soon-to-be decommissioned royal train. Between them, the King and Queen carried out 708 public engagements last year. And they've now decided they won't ever move to Buckingham Palace. So is all this value for money? We asked forensic accountant Professor Atul Shah to look at the royal books.
There is transparency, but also there is there's quite a lot which is secret, which we don't know about.
So when you say things are secret, what is hidden in here then?
Well, we definitely don't have a clue about the overall big picture of the king's and the royal family's wealth. There is a hint that there is a large and material investment portfolio which the king holds or the royal family owns.
So you think there's a lot we don't know about how much the king
Yeah,
is worth?
I mean, I think, I'm welcoming.
Did you notice that they did not say how many engagements Willie has carried out this year? We all know that that would be a big 57. Yes, for all that money. And can you believe how much these people spend? It is unbelievable, and they charge it back to the British taxpayer. And also, did you hear where he said it hinted at, these finances hinted at a vast financial portfolio? It's no telling how much money these people have grifted off of the taxpayer.
But he could go further, and by going further, he could develop much better trust from society and much better respect.
What do you want to bet that Charles is not going to go any further, at least voluntarily? But I hate to tell Charles and the rest of the left behinds, the wolves are baying at the door. Yes, something is going to have to give, and him giving over his taxes is not going to be enough. Charles is like the little boy with his finger in the dike, trying to hold all the flood waters back. But yeah, it's going to break. That dike is going to break, and that family is going to get washed away in the chaos. Y'all tell me what y'all think. And look at this. This was in the Mirror. It says Prince William is now a billionaire and richer than the king, as new documents reveal tax paid. Now, like I said, this doesn't have anything to do with their vast investment portfolio. Yes, these people got money stashed all over the world. They are really, really wealthy. But I am willing to bet you Charles is more wealthier than Willie. And Meredith reposted the article from the Mirror and said, if this is accurate, why did he reportedly pay £10 million less in taxes than his father since becoming the Prince of Wales? Because he Willie. And Willie is only going to do the bare minimum every time. Willie is only going to do what he has to do. And I wouldn't be surprised when he found out Charles was going to report his taxes that he did go back and pay these taxes. I'm willing to bet you these taxes was paid just recently. Because if he could get away with not paying anything, you think he wouldn't. And they are not required. The royals are not required to pay taxes unless they want to. And you think Willie want to pay taxes? Y'all remember when Willie was on his crusade to save the pubs? And then we later found out that he had donated some money and he had only donated £1,000. And now we have come to know that Willie is a billionaire. And this billionaire only donated £1,000 to something he said he was passionate about. £1,000. And you think he would voluntarily pay taxes? I don't think so. And Henry VIII, one of my favorite squatties, posted this article from the National that said public money given to the royal family will double to £100 million per year by 2027 and 2028. The figure comes as the monarch reveals that King Charles paid £12.9 million in taxes last year. Henry VIII said there has been two messages of Charles III's reign so far. The first is the continued protection of his brother, Prince Andrew. The second is pay us more to see us less. I don't see how either is really sustainable. Me either. Me either. Because eventually the British public is going to get tired of the grift. And more these finances come out now. They are not going to come out all at one time, and they're not going to be voluntary. They are going to go kicking and screaming into the night, trying to keep the British public from knowing just how vast and wide and deep their finances are, how much money that they have, how deep they have their hands in the pockets of the British taxpayer. Yes, it's going to be a while before it all comes out, but it will come out. And when it does, it is going to land like an atomic bomb. People are really going to understand exactly what this family is about. I heard some people calling them parasites. Yes, that's exactly what they are. They live off of the blood, sweat, and tears of the British taxpayer. This squatty said, yeah, William, thought you were going to quietly enjoy your billion he won in the lottery of birth while Harry did all the work. He didn't expect him to leave and thrive on his own. That's why he's been incandescent with rage. You're trapped, Willie. Yeah, that's exactly why he has been incandescent with rage. Because he's trapped and it kills him that Harry is not anymore. Now, Willie is a billionaire, but we all know money cannot buy you happiness. And Harry has something that money cannot buy, and that is the love of a good woman and his family, his children. So, yeah, Willie is absolutely miserable. He's incandescent with rage because Harry is free and he is not. He can have all the money in the world, but he can never buy what Harry has. That must really hurt. And that is not something I would usually say about someone's brother. But if you really know the dynamics of this relationship Harry has with William, you would then understand. William is miserable because Harry is happy. That is who he is. Sad, really sad, but true. And this squatty said, William being a billionaire thanks to taxpayers, the Rangers, it's tradition, it's fine. Meghan and Harry having their own money from their multiple deals, Meghan as ever and Harry's books, the Rangers. Where do they get their money? Is it from Invictus? But we all know we named them the Rangers for a reason. These people are totally crazy. Now, Harry and Meghan go out and earn their money. That family is given everything, everything. William became a billionaire when he slipped out of the birth canal. That's all he had to do. He has not accomplished anything in his whole life. Harry has had to get his out of the mud. Yes, that family has always made Harry get everything out of the mud. And Harry is who he is because of his determination, his grit, and his heart. Nobody has given Harry anything except his mother. So, yeah, I don't understand how they can just be so happy with someone being given everything and Harry and Meghan working. And they try to call Harry and Meghan the grifters. Ooh, when I see that in a comment, that is automatic me going in on that person. Yes, because I have yet to see a working person be called a grifter. That's crazy. But someone who is handed to and just taking hand over fist the taxpayer money, and they're not, get out of here. And this is Big Back Becky talking about Charles and his horse not moving into Buckingham Palace. This is what she wrote: reveal why the royal family will never return to Buckingham Palace, Charles and William's tax bill, and all their other financial secrets. We all know that they reveal no financial secrets except what was concerning the duchies. Yes. So it is plenty more financial secrets to be revealed. But we all know Big Back Becky is always going to be a bootlicker and a liar for that family. So no big surprises here. This squatty posted that and said Becky English sent out a spin for the royals. First, they claimed that the renovations was necessary because Charles and Camilla would live there. Now they're claiming that the renovations are necessary to prevent catastrophic flood or fire, and also because they wanted to open more of it up so it can be less of a burden on the taxpayer. Yeah, right. As for me, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt because it just might work. The scheme might work. They might make the money back that they have put in for the renovations. You know, it could happen. Stranger things have been known to do so. And I'm going to put this up because Zanny Sussex says she knows why Charles and his horse does not want to live at Buckingham Palace. Zanny says it was obvious from the beginning that Charles and Camilla had no intentions of ever living in Buckingham Palace. It's always been a rodent infested hellhole, and there was no way Camilla, who thinks she is more royal than the real queen, was ever going to live there. There's certainly no way Willie and Kate Macbeth would want to live there either. So I guess it will become a very expensive museum. Now, I did not know about these different articles talking about how Buckingham Palace had been overran with rodents. Yes. Had y'all heard about that? I hadn't heard about it. But y'all know that's where they put Harry and Meghan's offices over there. I remember Harry saying in Spare that they had went to some kind of event at the Royal Albert Hall and him and Meghan spent the night there. I wonder did Harry and Meghan, especially Meghan, had to fight rats all night up in there. I know those royal rodents be over there, but I guess these are the real royal rodents. What y'all think? And I'm going to put this up and change gears a little bit because it seems that the horse has entered the chat. Yes, she has put in her 2 to 4 cents about Harry and Meghan coming back to the UK and bringing the children. And she wants everyone to know that she has no plans to meet with Harry and Meghan. She is going to avoid Harry and Meghan. And the part that she is leaving out is that Harry and Meghan doesn't want to meet with her. Because as you recall, the last time that Harry had a meeting with King Charles III, that was one of Harry's stipulations for the meeting, that Camilla not be present. Why? Because when he came to town after his father announced that he had performative cancer and Harry flew in and she was there at the meeting, she leaked and leaked and leaked and leaked every detail. She did. Even though Charles leaked some after the second meeting, he did leak some, but soon the leaks stopped. And Harry gave him a picture of the children, and that picture has not leaked. So I said all that to say this: Harry and Meghan probably made it perfectly clear that they didn't want Camilla anywhere near them because let's not get it twisted. Prince Archie and Princess Lilibeth are not her grandchildren. They're not. And so, because of that, and because she is notorious for leaking everything. I'm sure that that's one of the stipulations for the meeting, if it is a meeting between Charles and his grandchildren. And that would be for Camilla to be at Ray Mills, somewhere way, way away from wherever Harry and Meghan and those babies are. And this squatty posted an article out of the Daily Express that says Queen Camilla plans to avoid Prince Harry and Meghan Markle during UK visit. But I would say Prince Harry and Meghan Sussex plan to avoid Queen Horse at every turn during UK visit. That would be a more accurate description of the situation. And the squatty that posted this article said, notice the spin and the propaganda again from the British press. The last time Prince Harry visited Charles, he asked only to see his father. He specifically mentioned he didn't want to meet Camilla. Camilla is very close to people who nonstop are bullying Meghan in the British press. He also made his feelings about her clear all the years and in spare. For 2 days now, we are getting articles about how Camilla doesn't want to meet Harry and Meghan and the kids. As I mentioned before, is the preemptive propaganda. Harry doesn't want to see her, and Meghan doesn't want to see Camilla even more. And pretty much Harry and Meghan don't want their Diana-looking children to meet Camilla Parker Bowles, a vulture who would probably leap to the press in the next second. So yeah, spare me the bullshites. If Meghan comes, she would only do it for Harry, to support him for Invictus, and probably for the kids to visit their father and grandmother's land and her family, her grave, maybe see friends too. Nothing else. Exactly. Harry does not want to see Camilla. Why would he? Harry has said what he had to say about Camilla. He exposed her for the vulture that she is and how she looked at him, a little 12-year-old boy who just lost his mother, his everything, the only one who ever loved him, and saw him as an opportunity, a tool to be used in order for her to ascend to a throne that she has not had 1 second of peace since she ascended to it. The same old home wrecking bed hopper that sacrificed Harry on her altar of PR. Harry said she wanted to be queen and it was going to be dead bodies in the street. And one of those dead bodies was his. This is what Harry said in Spare. Why? Why, oh, why do she think anyone cares that she will be avoiding Harry and Meghan during their UK visit? Why does the horse think Harry and Meghan would want to have anything to do with her, much less have their children around her? What would she do if she was introduced to Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet? What? Walk them around, hold their sleeve? Yeah, that's what she does with children of color, even though Harry and Meghan's children have no color. They just have the DNA. And this squatty posted that same article and said, Camilla acts as if anyone wants to see her. I'm sure Harry and Meghan are all broken up about this soul-crushing revelation. Yeah, I am too. I bet Harry and Meghan is right now laying in the bed, looking at the ceiling, pondering the meaning of life because Camilla, that woman who has done so much damage in Harry's life, doesn't want to see him and his wife. I'm sure Harry is absolutely crushed. This what he said, this or that person doesn't want to meet with Meghan when she's in the UK. Does Meghan look like she cares, or does Meghan look like your pick-me faves? Does Meghan even know she's supposed to meet your imaginary people in your fake stories to get social media engagement and a paycheck? Exactly. That's all this is about. I have saw articles where it said Charles don't want to meet with Meghan. And here is Camilla doesn't want to meet with Meghan. And we have gotten so many articles about how Willie and Kitty doesn't want to meet with Meghan. I mean, it's just on and on like hot butter on popcorn. And Meghan has not expressed any interest in meeting any of them. Meghan is going to the UK to support her husband. That's the beginning and the end. And they want to try to put everything they can in between. But at the end of the day, it is going to be clear for everyone to see that Meghan doesn't care anything about meeting with any of them. She doesn't. Why should she? Because they have done nothing but lie, plant stories, and treat her like a dog. Who wants to be around people like that? It is so laughable to me every time I see an article about Willie and Kitty talking about they don't want to see Harry and Meghan. Why would Harry and Meghan want to see you? I mean, the victimhood is what I cannot take. These people want to do their dirt and then play the victim. I mean, it is psychological warfare with these people. But Harry and Meghan has been silent. Now they have come out and said they're coming. And I promise you, you won't hear anything else from Harry and Meghan until they touch down on UK soil. And once they touch down on UK soil, you're not going to hear anything from them even then. They're going to let their work speak for them. I mean, Harry and Meghan are a different kind of breed. They absolutely don't deal with that nonsense. And I love that about them. But we all know that whole media industry over there, that whole Fleet Street is nothing but bullshit. That's all it is. That's all it creates. And like I say, it is going to be a bumpy ride these next 2 weeks. It is going to be an experience. But you know what? When you are squatty, you have to step up. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. Because when you ride for your faves, you ride. And I want to put this up. Kitty met with Melinda French Gate. And people wrote about it and said Kate Middleton quietly meets with Melinda French Gates at Windsor Castle. And Zanny Sussex came up under there and said, so quiet she splashed it all over the news. Kate really takes the public for gullible fools. Exactly. I can't even tell you how many articles I saw that she had met with Melinda French Gates. Yes, she wanted it known that she had met with Melinda Gates. She did. And why could it be this right here? Yes. Y'all remember when Meghan started working with Melinda French Gate? Yeah. It says Meghan Markle partners with Oprah Winfrey and Melinda French Gates to back digital wellness initiative for young girls. Yes, this is the reason why Kate sought out Melinda French Gate. She continues her crusade to incorporate everything that is Meghan. She continues her crusade to cosplay Meghan. She continues her crusade to single white female and steal Meghan's complete persona. And then in return, plant story after story saying how much she loathed Meghan because she is mad with her. She can't be her. Yes, this is who Kate is. And this is why this meeting came to pass. Because do you think it is not plenty of people over there across the pond that she could have met with and partnered with to do any kind of initiative that she wanted to? It is so many women over there would have loved to partner with future Queen Damazarock on any project that she chose. But what did she do? She wanted to get someone that had worked with Meghan. It is plenty of people over there she could have partnered with, but she wanted to partner with someone that Meghan had partnered with. Just like Willie tried to steal away Chef Jose Andre, this is her attempt to try to steal Melinda French Gates. And I hope Melinda is smart enough to know that she is going to have to do all the work and it's all going to be about Kitty showing up taking all the credit. I'm just saying. But this is the reason. This right here is the reason. And this squatty posted the article from People where Meghan worked with Melinda French Gate and said the blueprint. Yes, Meghan is the blueprint. And Kate hates her for it. Can you imagine hating someone you want to be? That must be a confusing situation to be in. But that right there is mediocre Kate. That's the exact position she is in. She is a single white female trying to steal another woman's persona. And look at this. This is something that proves how obsessed and how relevant that they know Meghan is, to the point where they don't even bother to put the left behind's pictures on the articles that they write about them. Look at this. This is an article from the Daily Express, and it says Prince of Wales has continued to support causes close to his heart. And whose picture did they put on there? It wasn't the Prince of Wales. It wasn't Willie's. It was Meghan's. This what he said. This just shows absolutely obsessed they are with Meghan. Shaking my head. And this what he said. I have to admit, I'm loving Bullion's makeover. I can see why Jason find him so attractive. Yes, because evidently the Daily Express thinks Bullion looked exactly like Meghan. And here's another squatty that posted it and said, the Prince of Wales is stunning. Yes, he is, if he looks like Meghan. I mean, how pathetic. And Zanny, she tops it off and says, laugh out loud. This must be the ultimate humiliation for William. The woman he has a secret crush on and has spent millions running a hate campaign against is considered so much more relevant than he is that a story about him uses her photo instead. Yes, that has to burn. It must really, really burn. And they have spent millions upon millions upon millions to smear and tear Meghan down. And yet she rises. Yes, yet she rises. And this squatty said Meghan will be condemned if she visits the UK, if she doesn't visit the UK. Meet up with Charles or doesn't meet up with Charles. Bring the children or doesn't bring the children. Your screams and made up narratives will prove nothing. She will still be free and you will still be obsessed. Where is the lie? Because obsessed is exactly what these people are. Can you imagine? Meghan is so powerful. She has that whole island nation in a chokehold. I mean, sometimes Meghan trend and she hadn't been outside in weeks, and she'll be trending in the UK. It is crazy. I know Meghan sometimes lay in her bed and just smile. Yes, she has the power. She does. She has those folks in a chokehold. And of course, I always end on a positive note. And I really thought this squatty, what she said, absolutely just needed to be said. This squatty said, by the end of 2 weeks, we'll all be exhausted. Headlines are becoming more unhinged. One thing is, we've been here before and we'll be laughing by the end of it all. How true is that? Now, y'all know we're going to be getting our kikis in. Yes, we're going to be kikiing and we're going to be pushing back and we're going to be throwing hands as well.
Hold on. Okay. Holy Spirit, activate. Oh, no. Holy Spirit, activate. Holy Spirit, activate. 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 All right, let's go.
Yeah, we're going to throw some hands on these internet streets in the next 2 weeks. Yes, squatties are going to drag everybody that needs to be drugged on these internet streets. And we're going to have fun and we're going to have our kikis and we're going to get through it. Just like this squatty said, we're going to come out on the other side. Now, is it going to be an avalanche of nonsense? Absolutely it is. But we're going to get through it. We always have and we always will. All right, y'all. Y'all know I enjoy my time with y'all, and I'll be back soon because y'all know we always have a lot to talk about. And now that Harry and Meghan is going to the UK, we really got a lot to talk about. And if you want to support the channel, so many ways to do it. You can do it by clicking the super thanks button below. You can join the reading club, become a channel member, and that link is also below. If you're watching on TV, just click my picture. And if you don't want to have anything to do with YouTube, go on over there to patreon.com/The Royal Read. I think I posted something over there yesterday. Yes, I'm posting all the time over there. Now, it's not all Harry and Meghan over there. It's stuff that I find on these internet streets that I just want to share. So you can just join. You don't have to be a part of the reading club over there. You don't have to support me over there, but you can go over there and see what I am up to. Yes, and make sure you have your notifications on so it will notify you when I post. If you just want to buy me a coffee, go to buymeacoffee.com/The Royal Read. Yes, and also, y'all know the most important thing is to hype me up. If you have a hype button, I know you only get 3 hypes a week, but I think I deserve at least one of those hypes. So hype your girl up. It really helps the channel. It really helps the channel to grow and get the podcast out to new eyeballs. So hype me up. I really, really would appreciate it. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all a little later. Bye.